Hello everyone, thank you for coming to my channel, and today we'll be discussing about the mutations in the GraphQL. So previously we have seen, right, we have worked on automating the queries, the simple GraphQL queries where we just automate a particular launch query and we just get data from there. So as of now you are just seeing on my screen, right, this is a query which we have automated from the last videos, and we have also seen how we can use the variables as a part of query and how you can use the headers as well. So today we'll be more talking about the mutations. So if you guys are just coming directly to the video, so I would request you to go from the last two videos and get an idea how we can write the queries. From there we will get enough idea of how we have automated the GraphQL query. So in this particular video, let's talk about the mutation part. So as of now, you can see, right, we haven't talked about the updating a particular query or inserting a new data on the server side, right, or deleting a data. So if you know about the REST APIs, right, we can just perform like we have like a delete endpoint. Similarly, we can have a method type as post, put, right, and you can say patch, delete. But when we are talking about the GraphQL, or when we are talking about the GraphQL queries, right? So there is nothing like a different endpoints for update, for delete, or for insertion. We have something known as a mutation, which will do the job for us. So let's switch to the browser window and see how we can utilize the mutation while performing the automation. So you are seeing, right, so you can see on the bottom side I have highlighted the mutation part. So this is how the we write the mutation. If I just click on the insert data, it is just taking an object, right? So what particular data you need to put. So you can see, right, it takes this value id, name, rocket, timestamp, and data. So let's try to put an id. So id will be like a uid. So let's generate a uid at the runtime. I will just open a UID generator, and I will just copy this one, copied, okay. And let's see, I will just define some ID, and let's define the name as well. So maybe just I will prettify this, okay. Now I can use the name as well. So the name, let's say can, and say the rocket, I would say can rocket. Okay, and if I would prefer it, now what it will be doing once your record is inserted into a server side, so you need to make sure, right, whether it is inserted correctly or not. So let's return the ID with it. Let's return the name along with rocket and the timestamp. Okay, so it's like a pretty much clear, right? The format is pretty much should be pretty much clear to you. I will just explain it once again so that you guys get a clear understanding of how what the things we are doing. So this insert user, right, you can see on the left hand side, the insert user generally accept all these parameters, the timestamp, rocket, name, and ID. So I have put like this particular data, and I'm just sending this particular query to create a new records on the server side. Okay, so let's run this query and see, right? So you can see, right, this particular data has been inserted. So it has created an ID like this one with the name as scan and the rocket as scan rocket. Then how would you see whether this particular data has been created on the server side? So again, let me just cut this mutation, and what we'll see, and so there is a particular query known as users, and let's create this one. So I just want all the user with a with ID and name. So if I want another information, I can just take it also. Suppose I want the rocket also and the timestamp as well. So as I told you previously also, with the GraphQL, there is like a capability, whatever the data you need, you can just query for that. So there is no need, right, to just get the entire response, and we are not using and everything from the response, right? So there is no need to fetch those particular data which is like not valid for me, or which is not used across my operations, right? So as of now, suppose I have a requirement, I just need only this particular five data for the user, and if I run it, so it should show, yeah, you can see at this particular point, right? Exactly. So you can see, right, this ID has been created with the name, this particular user has been created with the ID, this one with the name is scan, and the rocket is scan rocket, and the time is stamp is this one, right? Now let's see how we can automate such kind of scenario. So let's switch to the Visual Studio Code, and let me do one thing. Let me just put this mutation here. I will just cut it. Just want to use this to get an I will use the same query with the automation, so that I can create the data for you. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's create another file with the name as mutation hyphen spec.js. Let me do one thing. Let's copy the data from like existing file to the new file, right? Okay, that looks good. So let's say this is what? This is my endpoint, right? What I'm doing here, just object for GraphQL client. Then this is my query, right? So in this case, what query I will be using? This is the one, the mutation I need to use, right? Let's use the mutation. Okay. Now in this case, right? So every time your ID and the name should be unique for us. So let's create the another UID. Let's copy this, right? Let's paste it here. At this time, I would change name to Kaneki. Okay, and the rocket name should be Kaneki rocket. Okay, now this is done. What we are doing at this point, sending GraphQL request for insert user, right? So let's rename the query variable name. Let's say mutation insert user. Okay, now what we will do, we'll just redefine this one. Once you have, like you have, and means you have created a mutation, now you need to check whether that particular data has been created or not, right? Now that will be like another GraphQL request. So let's say const user query. Okay, and let's say GraphQL, which will be like GQL, followed by a string template sign. Now what we can do, we can use the query, this query. Okay, I think this particular part I have already covered as a part of my first video, right, where I showed you how to just write a basic query and automate it. So if you see the previous code as well, right, this is exactly the same. The only difference is I am just using a variable here, but this query may or may not take a variable. There is a possibility you can put a variable also in the case, right? Suppose if you want only the first 10 users, right? So I think they should be, yeah, you can see, right, there is a limit. So if you only want the 10 user, first 10 user, it is just going to return you the first 10 user. Okay, so you can see only the 10 data. If you just want only 5, you can just send me the 5. It will just return the 5 data for you. Okay, So either case you can do, right? You can just and also you can what you can do, you can just also externalize this as well, right? The way I told you previously, you can use the variables and you can just externalize this using an object, right? This will be like again your ID scalar type. So you can define a particular variable and as a end type, and you can just use the value in your query, and you can replace it with an object by creating a JSON object. Now this is done. So let's copy this piece of a code again. Okay. And let's say, what would we say? User request. And in this case, the user query will be this one. So let's say GraphQL for checking for getting all the users. Okay, now it is done. So I will just explain you once again what I did. So I think you will be pretty much aware about the part here, right? Then after that, I just created a mutation where we have defined the ID name and the rocket, and which will be returning once like it has been created on the server side, it will be returning this information for you. After that, we are just sending a request. We are sending a request to this particular query and just checking whatever the users we have created, whether it is present there or not. Okay, so let's try to run. So node source test and what is like a mutation. Right, yeah, so you might have seen, right? So let's check what is the data that we have created. Right. So you can see it has created a new user for me, which has the ID this one, and you can see exactly this is the same ID whatever we have passed here, right? So you can see this is the same ID whatever we have passed, right? And the name is Kaneki again. And what is the rocket? The rocket name is Kaneki rocket, right? And the timestamp is this one. Means this is the time and at which we have sent this particular query. And you can see you can find the same user somewhere. Yeah, you can find it, the highlighted one, right? This is the highlighted one is the user that we have created just now, right? So this is how you can just create a particular user using the mutation corresponding to the GraphQL playground that we are using, which is like this one, the highlighted one. Yeah, there are pretty much more things on this part, so I will try to cover those things as a part of like my next video, in which we'll be discussing how to externalize this particular data, right? So as of now, you can see, right, every time I just want to create a new user, I am just hard coding the data inside it. So there are the certain ways of doing it. So we'll see like I will use both the ways how we can do this for creating the user. Okay, so as of now, we are just hard coding every time. So suppose if I try to send the request again, right? So what will happen? It is going to fail for you because the data already existing for this particular ID. So let's try to run this as well and see. You can say duplicate value violates unique constant user speaky, right? The response, it is clearly giving you the error. The reason being it is clearly giving you the error, I have just used the error handling at this particular point. Okay, so in the next video I will be telling you guys how we can external means at the runtime how can we replace the value in the query. There will be like two different ways we'll be talking about that. And we will also see like some other mutation like how to delete the data, or we will see like one of the use case of how we can update the data as well. So yeah, that's all for today's video. Thank you guys again, and if you like my content, please subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.